is optional on my door here. And so as soon as I seen the title, it really is, you know. I have an option to whether I want to be happy, sad, or, sit in my shit or continue to move forward. And, it really is optional. We have choices today. We're not using them,
So, I like that too because I was talking to some kids and you ever hear that the tongue speaks life or death? You heard that before? Y'all know why that happens? Well, it's sort of like, you ever hear people say, oh, I don't want a woman that does this. I don't want a woman that does that. I don't want a guy that does this. I don't want a guy that does that. Guess what happens? Now we're focusing on what we don't want. You understand what I'm saying? So that kind of comes to life. And it's like we kind of track and we bring these things into our life. Even though we're saying the opposite, we're really walking something else. Somebody said the subconscious mind is a great student but a terrible master. Right? Our life is guided by our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does not differentiate in information. It just takes information in, right? So when we are children and so forth, our personality is kind of set between 5 and 7, and that's where our personality moves forward. So now when we in a rehab or something like that, right? Or we in a situation like this where our life, where we gotta make changes in our life, is very difficult because we're creatures of habit. So what you've been doing the most is what you become. Okay? So now it really only takes, they say, 21 days to change a habit. Right? So you would say to yourself, if active addiction was like a burning building, why are we running back into a burning building? You know what I mean? We don't know. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? So now we want you to sit back, take a look at some stuff, right? Examine yourself, because that's what recovery is, right? You're doing some step work. You're saying what's going on, what's our traumas. Y'all know what traumas is?
Yes. Yeah.
What's trauma?
Something unwanted that is like, I don't know, something that you didn't want it to happen to you.
Okay, I got 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, sharp, hard-hitting negative incident in your life.
Okay.
It's like emotional drama at that moment, stage in your life with emotional drama.
It could be staggering.
Right, staggering, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Tragedy.
A negative experience that I lived over and over again.
In our mind, right?
Yeah.
And it can come through senses. We know somebody that was raped. And the guy that raped her had Old Spice on.
Oh, man.
So every time she smells Old Spice, she gets hypersensitive. Some women I know, you might reach to them and they jumping all like that. They've been abused, And I found out the other day through my cousin, he said my grandfather was an ass kicker. My dad was an ass kicker. So I come from generations of ass kickers. Ass kickers, that's what they do. My milk is cold, so whack her. You know what I mean?
Get out of here.
I'm telling you. One time, my mom had made something. My dad came home from work. He had beans and hot dogs. The house is all white, living in my area. He threw the hot dogs on the wall and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to tell you is, a lot of time we relive these traumas in our life and we become it. You ever see somebody be like, I hate that person. I hate them. I hate my dad. I hate my mom. And guess we wind up being what?
Just
like them. You understand what I'm saying? That's because energy goes where attention flows. So you have to guard where your attention goes. That's why a drug and alcohol is so devastating, because the drugs and alcohol literally cut you off from your spirit. And your spirit is connected to God. So, if your spirit is held hostage, right, your body is running. You're on automatic. That's why they say obsession and compulsion. It's almost like you're a robot. As soon as you be doing a lot of good stuff in the rehab, but then as soon as we get back to K and A, as soon as we get to our block, you understand what I'm saying? Associate a behavior, what they call it, group behavior take over.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, Pat Sweeney, said that we're only 1 or 2 bad decisions from becoming the people we fear and hate. And I think that's more true than anything else.
Yeah, yeah. What is his name? I forget. It was a guy who read something. Because I sometimes do some reading. Sometimes I do reading, and sometimes I see it in literature because sometimes concepts is passed. So the guy said, he said addicts live lives of quiet desperation. You know? So we know something's going on, but we don't talk about it. We learn to keep secrets. So what happens behind closed doors, what?
Stays behind closed doors.
And we're only as sick as what?
Secrets.
So that tells you where the key to freedom is. Learn to talk about what's going on with you. You know? If you're around people that doesn't listen to you, you're around the wrong people. If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you.
It's easy to change people around you.
You follow me?
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta cut some people loose. Everybody is not supposed to go on your trip. You know what I mean? You be like, listen, only got 2 tickets. You know what I mean? And you know, you're not part of the game, so you know, you got to fall. Even a rocket ship. When a rocket ship go to the moon, parts of the rocket ship fall off, right? That happens in life. So you got to learn to detach. They talk. I was watching Star Wars, and they was talking about that. I'm gonna say this and be quiet. That's what they were saying. That's where the fear come in, because detachment. We attach. We hold on to things. You see, when holding on to things, I might lose it. But once you lose the fear of detachment, once you lose that fear of, I ain't gonna say death, but a lot of times the reason why we're scared of death because we don't know what's on the other side. You see, so fear really dominates us. So we want to take a look at some personalities. Like you might see the zodiac. You know about the lion, the Libra, the Virgo, and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, imagine if we had some psychological signs that you could talk about. You could see how your personality is played in this mix. Because there's certain personalities that's kind of like what they call it predisposition to addiction. If you have certain things in your life, you like. It's like a setup for it. It's called ACEs. Go when you get a chance, talk to your counselor upstairs and ask them to do a ACE survey. ACE means adverse childhood experiences, and it's like I think it's like 12 certain situations. And if you check X amount of off, they'll tell you what you're working with. You understand what I'm saying? I need to know what I'm working with because if I don't deal with my trauma going to deal with me.
Good food. Come on, hand.
Yeah, speaking of the impermanence of things, in Buddhism, they really meditate on that. Because you think, oh, I'm going to get this brand new car, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to have it forever. Well, it gets a little ding in it, starts getting a little knocking in the engine, you know, gets keyed up, you know, next thing you know, you're in a fender bender, and, you know, the thing's 10 years old. You know, but when you first get it, you think, oh, this is going to be great, I'm going to have this forever. You get a brand new phone, and gets scratched on the screen, gets scuffed up, gets a little virus, goes slow. You know, nothing lasts forever.
No.
And my wife, when I met her in rehab, she asked me my sign. I said codependent.
How much time you got clean, buddy?
5 days.
All right, give it to him.
You told this story about your car.
Yeah. Thank God for last night's rest, this morning rise. Thank God for His grace and His mercy. Grace is always giving me what I don't deserve, and mercy is not giving me what I do deserve. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. How everybody doing?
Good.
All right, third big night. All right, been clean for 14 years, but all I got is what? Today. Rob been clean for 13, all he got is what?
Today.
So we like to stay in today, all right? Today, we're going to talk about personality disorders. Let's have fun. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Number 1, antisocial personality disorders. What's that? Violating the rights of others. Anybody hear that?
No boundaries.
May not conform to social norms.
Like thieves.
Like
Okay.
borderline personality disorder.
Okay. Repeatedly lie or deceive others. Antisocial. Violating. Who's smoking cigarettes in here?
Oh, you speak for everybody?
I thought you meant you
Okay,
smoke
all right.
cigarettes in
Let's
here.
stay on this one. I
Stay on
got
that.
you.
Stay-
All right,
we gotta stay-
antisocial.
We gotta stay on this.
Reach
for a
up the
reason.
board. We're going to get the borderline too.
Because this is the crux of addicts. Being antisocial, don't like to follow rules.
It intertwined with each other.
You'll
all
see
right?
it. You'll see it.
Violating the rights of what? Other people. Everybody hear that? Who's first to get dosed? First to see the text. First to eat.
The women.
Come on, man.
And when you got a hurry up mentality, you don't care about what the rights of who.
Everybody else.
Right. Okay. All right.
And what was
Come
we
on.
talking about? The antisocial.
Antisocial.
Social norms. Y'all know what social norms are?
No.
Social norms is like brushing teeth, washing up,
Okay.
being courteous,
Uh-huh.
all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So when you're antisocial, a lot of times these are the things that you don't do.
Social norms, however, change with the times.
Mhm.
Back in the days of Vikings, it was good to rape and pillage, but you rape and pillage, and now you're going to end up in jail and frowned upon. You know, so they do change with time, but we're getting better as we go on. We're becoming more advanced, and with more intelligence, you know, usually it becomes a peaceful race.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm glad you mentioned it like that, because what happens is when they hear the word cancel culture, right? That sounds like a bad word and all that kind of stuff. But it was a time when you want a woman, it wasn't no talking. You just grabbed her by the hair and took her down there. That's not cool.
No.
So we learn as a society, right? We learn how to respect other people. And when you're a person that doesn't respect people, you're going to have problems. You know? So we have to learn to have what they say, an intelligent society, educated society is a more peaceful society. So we all want to get on the same ship. Of course, we're going to have individuals, but, we want to try to move like that.
That's why they say all money ain't good money. And you got some facilities, they really don't care about what? Us. As long as you got SSI check.
They'll take you to the moon.
Some people here, they doses is on the methadone moon. Anybody on the methadone moon? Your doses are super higher than they need to
Who
be.
was at 280 one time?
Huh?
Who was at 280?
She was at 380.
380.
What?
At Gerard Medical.
Wow.
And now she's down to 0.
I was at 230 at Gerard.
She was real high. Real high, but now she's down to 0. Married, doing well. Come on, brother.
Yeah, I like to learn where sayings come from. Like, Sleep Tight was back in the day, you didn't actually have a box spring. You had strings that went across a frame and they'd start to stretch, and then you tighten them. So, sleep tight. Go make your bed. It was usually straw or hay or feathers, depending on your trade. And you would go and empty out the mattress and let it air out. And before bed, you would go make your bed. Rule of thumb. That comes from back in the day. You used to be able to beat your wife with a stick as thick as your thumb or smaller.
Thank you.
Yep, rule of thumb.
All right, okay, we learned it today. All right, the Vikings, the thumb, the mattresses. God bless you, brother.
We're gonna offline. We're gonna talk about where bullshit come from.
We need that.
All right, number 1, antisocial. Number 2, avoidant personalities. Extreme shyness. Anybody shy? Come on, what's up?
I'm shy.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Teresa.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Thank you. I get shy when I get around men. They sometimes I just feel shy if they ask me too much information that I don't want to get out of. But then sometimes I get shy going to the store. Like I go in the store. Well, no, I'm lying. I'm lying now because I don't want to go in there and steal something left me in there. But I still
you make moves.
Huh?
You be making moves.
Very much so. Very much so. But I'm getting it out now. I'm getting it out. This is
Very good.
right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
How much time you clean?
I got since I came here on Tuesday. Well, I went to France for 2 days, so 1, 2, 3. It was today, Friday, Saturday. That's how much time I feel.
All right.
Right. We doing it. You really making moves now.
Let's add on to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Extreme shyness. How about this right here? Feelings of inadequacy. Who feel inadequate when it comes to parenting?
Me.
Okay. Hear from you.
Just like, everybody who has children want their children to look up to them and be proud of them. And I'm really lucky. My son and I have a great relationship, but he's in the Marines, and I just feel like, he's doing that. And there's all these people who he's gonna be looking up to, and then there's me sitting in here. Not really a whole lot to look up to right now. So you definitely feel inadequate. At least I do. I would assume any man here who has a son, you want to be like Superman in their eyes, like you were when they were little. And sitting in here, it's just, you know, how can you look up to me when I'm sitting in here?
Hey, Dad, guess what? They say a glass is half full or half empty. No matter how you look at it. Well, if you had cancer, right, and your cancer showed back up and everything after it was in remission and all that, you think your son would be mad at you for going to the hospital and getting treatment?
No.
No? Well, so it is with active addiction. You have to let him know that Superman has kryptonite. You know, you got to be real with him. Because most of the kids we work with, when we talking to them, parents be like getting back in their life. Oh, I'm going to get him a PlayStation. I'm going to get him some this and that. Guess what the kids want?
They parents.
They just want you. They want your genuineness. They want your love. That's nothing you can't pay for. An image kind of fades away, if you follow what I'm saying. So don't worry about the image. Worry about being real. And you will have a tighter relationship.
Can I say something? Now, when I raised my older two kids, they're from the old generation, like we were.
Can you close that door for a second?
They got their A's whooped. They're raised. All my kids are raised with values, morals, and respect. But my son just turned 18. Now, he's 10 years apart from the other two. But the shit, and I know he's seen a lot with me, his father, and my husband. But the way he talks to me is so ungodly, crazy. It's the mental abuse that I know he's going through it. It's a cycle. His father did it to me, and now his father's doing it to him because I sent him over there to go to school because he wasn't getting up to go to school, you know, whole shindig. But he thinks he's big man, tough guy, whatever. He put his hands on me and everything. All right.
Who did?
My son.
How old is he?
18.
18?
He just turned 18. He's still in high school. He's still a senior. He really chased me down the steps and beat the shit out of me. I had to run out the house because I threw his access card in his face because Wawa wasn't taking EBT because their EBT shit was down. But you know, remember when they just gave the access cards to the kids in their name? Well, he thought it was his mother humping money, his food stamps, and said, "Give my effing card back to me, bitch." I said, "What? You want this card? Crack." Threw it in his face. He's standing there at the computer. Started chasing me, beat the shit out of me. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's so crazy how these kids, I don't want to get off the subject, but these kids are with their parents today. But you said about, you know, you got to have that love and things. We gave him a little bit too much because the kids that were brought up in my kids in the 90s and the 90s, my son is 90 and 93, them years. And I did all that. I whooped their ass, and I whooped his ass too, so I don't understand what the hell some kids are going through in the household. But they seen it too. They went through my crack addiction, alcohol, whatever, you know. But I just don't understand. Maybe because he's in the household with his father right now, he's doing it to him. I just keep saying, what's going on? What's going on? And he's worse than his father ever was. And I mean, his father really mentally abused me. Nobody's gonna want you. It'll look at you. Well, I was pregnant. He said have abortion with that kid. Like everything like that. That's the mental abuse I went through. But I went through it with my with my therapist. Got it all out. It takes a lot on you, you know. But I'm just so scared about him. What am I gonna do with him? I feel like he's going to end up in jail and kill somebody. Like, he has so much anger that he's like, "I hate you, Mom." I said, "Why?" He said, "I hate that fucking asshole too." Talking about his father. I said, "Oh shit!" I just walked away because I'm like, man, I want to take a baseball bat to him, but he already, you know what I mean? The cops already came and told me I can't put my hands on him. But if he puts his, you know, if he does something out of control, I could knock him up.
Does you send him to therapy or anything?
Yes, he went through therapy.
I know he should be going. He should be ongoing.
He's not going no more.
That's
He's
what I'm
18
saying.
now, is what I'm trying to tell you.
And you still have to take care of him?
Yes, because he goes to school still. He's in high school.
No, he's a grown man now.
Yeah.
You tell him to get his shit, get the fuck out.
I hate to tell you.
He's not with me. He's with the father, but
Yeah. You know what they told us?
What?
They say it's good to have the father. I mean, the mom give the kid hugs, right? But sometimes kids need a little foot up the butt too. They respect that. I don't mean physically.
I
because,
know.
Because physical, you know, beating kids and stuff. That's not a good way of. That's not a good way of teaching them.
Because I got
now,
that taught.
guess what they do?
What?
Now they think that's how they solve problems.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we kind of create the monster.
Okay.
And then when they get big, you can't, you know, and they're telling us to take time out. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to definitely get with you afterwards. Sir?
Yeah, someone said that our children are tyrants. They have luxuries beyond our own, and like they're out of control. It was Socrates. He said that over 2,000 years ago. You know, every generation before the next, you know, fears kind of like the youth seem out of control because they're always a little more advanced, a little more new, doing things differently than we used to. But you know what? We've always been okay. You know, we've always raised leaders. We've always raised, you know, enough followers, and you know, our society has actually gotten better. You know, over the past 2,000 years. You know, back in the Old West, there were a lot more deaths per capita than today. And you know, you're talking about inadequacy. I can fix anything. I can wrench on a car. I can set tile. I can weld. I can, you know, show you how a jet engine works. But nothing made me feel more inadequate when I found out I can't fix people. I can only, you know, steer them where to go. They can only fix themselves.
Remind me of Patch Adams. The guy that Philip Seymour Hoffman said, I did all the studying and I just can't make her eat. But Robin Williams, he left, but he came back and he had a big tub of spaghetti. And he wound up, it reminded me of what you just said right there. Like, you know, everybody's good in one area. And you know what I'm saying? The people have their weaknesses and they got their strengths. How much time you have clean, brother?
Me?
Yeah.
I got here Sunday, but I'm on methadone, so I really don't have any time.
Okay. All right.
You under doctor's care.
Yeah.
I can see if you were doing street methadone. You know what I mean? But the goal is to do the methadone or take the medicine, stabilize you so you can work on your issues, then get off of it. And you are in control of your recovery. So that's why they do first person recovery and so forth. So you tell them what's going on. You just don't let them take you to the moon.
Here's another thing too. One lady was here a couple of months ago. She said her and her son was on dope. She stopped doing dope. Her son was still on dope. She had to take a shower with her purse in her hands.
Yeah.
And the son kicked in the bathroom door, opened up the shower curtain, punched his mom, dragged his mom out the shower, sat on his mom, got the purse, took $20 out of there, and left. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, like you say, like your son, he's angry. And when kids are angry, listen, all we can do is just pray for them. That's all we can do is just pray for them and hopefully they can get the right help that they need. You know what I'm saying? Because they bring in years of anger.
I know.
And some people use that and throw it in your face because they want to what? Do things they don't supposed to do because they right here antisocial. They right here antisocial. They want to break laws and rules and regulations.
Do what they want to come in when they want to come in. And have company.
Hey, D.
It's their house.
They done it at 11:30, right? All right, cool. Borderline. My man was talking about borderline. Instability in personal relationships. Who got a poor self-image? Poor self-image. When you look in the mirror, you see nothing.
You see what you did.
Yes, poor self-image.
See what happened to you.
Somebody we haven't heard from. Come on. Anybody else want to speak up? Come on. Y'all been dosed? What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Right here. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on. What's your name?
Yeah, Timmy.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, I'm an addict. I just wanted to say I would like to, when this is over with, I like to get both of y'all numbers so I can stay close and tight with y'all. I don't know if y'all remember me, but I remember y'all every time, and it's like my higher power, the Lord says something to me every time I see y'all. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, I told y'all I think y'all two like my guardian angels. Every time I see y'all, like, and everywhere I go, y'all always seem to always be there. So it's like a sign. The higher power is saying something to me, and I need to take advantage of it. So,
Okay.
Yeah, stay in touch with y'all.
All right, brother.
Good.
God bless you. How much time you have?
I recently relapsed, so I really only got like 3 days clean.
All right, a lot of time, brother. A lot of time.
Guess what I used to do? Back in the day when I used to smoke turbos.
Yeah.
And that's something, because I even go, I sell a little this or that. So I'd be in the crack houses, right? And I'd be laughing at them and say, look at them. They pipers. but I'm a smoker. I'm thinking there's a difference, right? So every time I'm getting on by myself, right, antisocial, dude be walking down the street, he starts singing a song, self-destruction, you're headed for a I say, shut up! Dang it! Let me kill myself in peace.
Yeah, can I say something?
Come on.
Hi, my name's Renee. And I'm
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee.
I remember y'all too. I was here a year and a half ago, unfortunately. I'm embarrassed to say, but anyway. Back to what you were saying, like, I felt the same way. Like, I'm a dental hygienist, and I'm taking Percocets thinking, oh, well, he's a junkie because he uses a needle to get off, and I'm not a junkie because I just swallow it. Like, so it's the same scenario.
Right.
I was
End up at the same place.
I was caught the subway up here today, and I heard the lady in the one of the booths. I told her just take 2 Percocets, and I was like, yo, this joint is all over the place. See, because you could take a pill and it's socially acceptable. Oh, they just taking a Benadryl.
Right.
You know, this or that. You know, so I just want you to know.
How much time you have clean?
Since the 28th.
All right. God bless.
All right. You get it in.
So borderline. Who? How about suicide attempts? Borderline personalities. Suicide attempts. Come on, sis. Got you next. Come on. Then 3. Got you. Come on, huh? Borderline personalities. Suicide.
Poor self-image.
Poor self-image. Like I have like self-harm behavior. It's either like there's no in between for me. It's either like hot or cold, you know what I mean? Or it's like yes or no. Like there's no like middle grounding. I just have a lot of, I don't know, like, can you help me out?
Life is great.
Yeah.
Life is great. I'm serious. We be thinking black, white, all or nothing, but most it's in the middle. You know, developing a self-acceptance. When you ever get a chance, start working on your self-acceptance. Who you are, okay? Who you are. There's only one of you. I work with some kids. A lot of them self-harm.
But what sucks is there's no medication that helps that. It's only like either CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, or dialectical behavioral therapy.
Okay.
How you feel about yourself? You see, people who don't feel good about themselves hurt themselves. You understand? So you got to improve how you feel about yourself. How do you think you can improve to feel about yourself?
Well, number 1, to stop with the using. Number 2, start taking get mentally stable, and then start working on my behaviors that the negative behaviors that lead me to be like that.
The behaviors is the root, is the fruit of the tree. You want to deal with the root. You want to deal with your trauma.
Yeah.
You want to deal with how you feel about yourself. Because once you feel about, you even have to say, okay, I don't like myself. Sometimes we say, do you love yourself? People won't raise their hand. Or you're struggling to love yourself. Because people with high self-esteem and love themselves, they don't use drugs. You understand? So you got to start doing self-esteemable things. Help another people. Talking to other people. You talk to your counselor?
Not yet.
Okay. So let's see what we're going to start with.
How much time you have?
It's Tuesday.
All right.
All right. You on the right path.
Come back with the hoodie on. What's his name? Come on. Borderline. Borderline personalities. Attempt suicide. Poor self-image.
What did I do? Or
how does it relate to you? Borderline personality.
About a year ago, almost a year ago, February 2021, I was supposed to go to this place called, in New Jersey, it's ESM or ESG or EGS or EGS, I forget what it is. And they put this helmet on and they rewire your brain for depression. And you gotta go and go and go and go. Well, they told me over the phone, okay, well, your insurance will pay for it. Well, I got there and they said, nah, your insurance don't pay for it. So at that point, I was already up for like 3 days, going on binge. I was ready to kill myself. I'd never been like that in my life. I never would ever kill myself. But at that point, I was whacked out of my mind. So I took a bunch of pills, did whatever I did, tried to kill myself, and right there, I did it. And they took me to the hospital. I woke up. I didn't even know, but I woke up in ICU with a propitated me or whatever with a tube down my throat. and my mother was there, my grandfather. They said when I woke up, my mother was there. This is over in Jersey, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Jefferson Hospital. My mother was there in like 15 minutes. So from that experience, I just learned, like, you know, I might still fuck up. I'm not perfect. I'm probably going to fuck up for the rest of my life. You know, it's
I don't say it like that.
It's a part of recovery. Relapse is a part of recovery.
Yeah.
So the only way I look at it is like this. Like, the way I learned from that was, life is so beautiful. Oh, and when I was getting wheeled in, see, I was kind of bluffing about killing myself, and I lied about withdrawing when I wasn't withdrawn, so they hit me with Adversit, which is the strongest benzone known to man, and fentanyl. They gave me it. I couldn't move to breathe. I couldn't even breathe. Thank God the dude put the oxygen over me. I went so low that I passed out, and then I woke up in the ICU. So if he wouldn't have put that oxygen on me, well, so I was awake for this too. I was like, oh shit, I guess I really am gonna die. I'm getting what I wanted. I'm gonna die. I couldn't even blink. That's how out of it I was. I just prayed to God that I would live, and I blacked out. And it came on. I came back.
How much time you have now?
I don't remember. Since what, Tuesday?
All right. God bless.
Hey, the reason why I was just telling you, the reason why I said you don't want to say that, because we have something called self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
And when you say, I'm just going to be fucked up for the rest of my life,
It's
you
like
can't say that because the body
putting it out into the
believes
universe.
you. No, the body, your subconscious believes you.
Yeah.
And that's how you walked in and almost got hurt. So you always want to be encouraging. You always be like, listen, I made mistakes. Mistakes don't make me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay to fall down, but we're going to stand up. We ain't going to just lay down.
I can comprehend that.
All right, we're going to shake it off. Young lady.
And then come back to you. Come on.
My name's Ashley. I'm an addict.
Hey!
You guys are speaking on like the split personality, borderline personality, and I know for me, like I will go from one extreme to the other, but I truly believe like they diagnose, like for myself, I'll be diagnosed with something. But I read something about post-acute withdrawal syndrome and like how most of the time people are overdiagnosed. Like we get diagnosed with things when it's in actuality it's our body trying to level ourselves out. Like you telling me I'm bipolar, but probably truthfully it's my body trying to level out after getting high for over 10 years.
Right.
I haven't given myself enough time to see if that is a true diagnosis or not. And I think that a lot of us go through that with doctors. They want to hurry up and diagnose you, but we haven't given our bodies enough time to heal and see really where we are mentally. Because I know for me, before, like they pump me up with meds all the time, and I honestly don't know if it's a true diagnosis or if it's like false.
Good point. Good point, sis.
Because Ashley, guess what? A lot of us, a friend of mine told me a long time ago, he said most people in the NA fellowship, sex and love addicts. You understand? It's an underlying thing. The drugs just came along with it.
Right.
So now we just deal with the drugs, but we don't deal with the sex and love.